Let's welcome in our first guest on the show, Jay Thakkar. Jay, let's start with the mid-cap space. Let's start with Sun TV. 555, it's clearly, broken all the possible levels that you would have imagined.
Absolutely, Pankaj, this stock has given a very good breakout from a, quite a long range, I would say. Rather, this stock was hovering within a range since couple of quarters, in fact, and since it has given a good breakout from this range, then definitely, it has resumed its uptrend on the lower side. Now I believe somewhere around there's a good support at 505, 510 range. Until those levels are not broken on a closing basis, I think the minimum target for that range breakout, or I would say rather a triangle breakout on the upside, that comes to around 646. So I think there's still much more upside from these levels. At least you can say anywhere between 17 to 20% on the upside. The stop loss can be somewhere around 7 to 8%. So I think the risk reward is quite in favor of the bulls from these levels as well. It's just 1:2.
Right. So what should be the trade now on Sun TV? Should one still go and chase this name, or just wait for a 1-2% correction and then probably buy?
I think the way the momentum has started to build up in this stock, and the way it's forming higher tops and higher bottom, Pankaj, I think that waiting for a good amount of profit booking or some consolidation, I don't think that would be a good strategy. Those who are already holding it from the lower levels can trail their stop losses to 505, that is the lower end of the range. Those who want to enter fresh, as you asked, I think that at least they should enter 50% of the total value what they want to actually trade on Sun TV, at least 50% of the same. And if at all there is a dip of, as you said, 1 or 2% or 3% maybe, then that should be utilized again to deploy another 50% of the value which they want to actually enter into Sun TV. That should be the strategy.
As far as Z is concerned, any view?
Z has been forming clear high tops and high bottom, Pankaj, and this stock has been doing quite well. It's not only in the short term but also on the weekly and the monthly charts. It's just forming high tops and high bottom, and the trend has been significantly up, and it's trading in a very good upward sloping channel. I think that now the risk reward for the investors or those who want to enter, at least for say for the medium to long term basis from these levels, I don't think that's that this is the correct level to do so. At least as far as this is concerned, technically I don't think so. The traders can still continue to ride the trend on the upside till the previous lows of around 528 are not broken. The uptrend continues, and we can see the levels of around say nothing less than 614. So that's the view for the short-term traders. For the medium to positional traders, I would say if they are holding this stock and if they are having a position in this stock, they can trail their stop losses to 528. But one cannot have a view of investing in this stock and having that kind of a 30, 40, 50% returns maybe, if someone is looking on a conservative basis as well, then even that kind of a returns from current levels, I don't think the risk reward is favorable.
As far as Z is concerned, every time around the results it tend to move up. So from now till the results, as estimates come, results come, you think it can be a decent performer?
Pankaj, I would say rather that I have not seen that correlation between the results and the post results move, and I have not run an algo on the same. But then what I can see is that yes, since couple of quarters, since it's a result thing you are asked, so when I just look at the quarterly charts, it was just when in March 2016, that is this year, that was the only period where we have seen a negative close on the quarterly chart. So and that was also because that was across the sectors, in Jan Feb fall which we had seen in this year. So I think that period was definitely bad for all the sectors. But if I just ignore that and see its individual performance since June 2015, that's past 1 year or more than that, it's been a positive quarterly close on quarter. So this has been almost like 7th quarter, I would say rather, where Z is right now trading in a positive territory. So I think till that trend is also not getting reversed, I would not say that one can short at these levels or one can exit at these levels. All I said that one can trail the stop losses and just expect it to move higher and higher. But how much it can go, that's now difficult to track, at least for the medium to long term perspective, because most of the targets, at least in the medium term, have gotten achieved. So now the risk reward is not favoring.
As far as Tata Motors is concerned, any view? Let's start actually with Tata Steel first. Tata Steel is the top gainer on the Nifty pack.
See, well, Pankaj, as far as Tata Group is concerned, I'm quite bullish on entire Tata Group. Maybe Tata Invest, Tata Global, Motors, or Tata Steel, Metallics. So whichever stock of Tata, I think or Tata Sponge, maybe all of these have really, had a very good move since February, March lows, and all of these stocks, Pankaj, have started to form impulses on the way up, and that's a five-wave rise. What clearly indicates that all the Tata Group stocks which I just mentioned, they have a bottom, from the February or March lows, they have a five-wave rise. Means those lows will not be broken anytime soon. So that means that they have formed a longer-term bottom. Now, as far as Tata Steel is concerned, whether we can see some correction of the same, since it has run up for almost like from 199 to above 400 levels. So can it do some retracement? Well, I had shared this view with you and on your channel that yes, Tata Steel can see some correction, which we already had seen almost to the levels of 350, 360. I was expecting it may just go to 400, 340 levels as well, but I don't think so. We saw that level. So I think that if the previous highs get taken off and if it manages to close above those levels, I think then the fresh move on the upside will begin. And if it doesn't, then there can still be a consolidation between say 414, 415 on the upside to around say 360 on the lower side. So 414, 415 needs to be taken off, on a closing basis for this trend continuation on the upside.
And how would you actually look to trade this name? Should you buy on declines? Should you buy now? What should you essentially do?
Well, Pankaj, I think, as I said, from the lows, we have seen a five-wave rise. That means this stock has bottomed out for the long term is what I think. That means for the medium to long-term positional traders, for them, every decline, every weakness should be utilized as a buying opportunity. So if they're buying in tranches, they can have say 4 tranches or maybe 3 tranches depending on their risk appetite. And they can, just whenever they see any dip of say 5 to 7%, they can just enter on the long side. That's the strategy for the medium to long term traders, because since you have got a 5-wave rise, means your medium to long term horizon should be buy on dips and sell at the higher levels. That should be the strategy for them. And as far as the short term traders are concerned, as I said, if the previous highs get taken off, if we see a close above 415 levels, the trend will confirm on the upside. The continuation of the trend will continue on the upside. So the short-term traders, fresh buying should happen only above 415, or else this stock might just fall to the levels of 360, and from those levels they can buy it. Now, whether to short or not at these levels, since the momentum is up and since the stock is trading with a good amount of strength, you don't know whether it's going to take off 415 or not. So why to short this trend? So I think short side there is no opportunity right now. For the longs, I think one has to wait for 415 to take off.
As far as Tata Motors is concerned, what will be your view?
Tata Motors has been, a clear winner since 430, and then prior to that, 406 levels. We have been bullish, and we have been saying that one can always buy this stock until those levels are not broken on the lower side. One can just expect this stock to form new highs. It just missed it last time, but this time around, I think the way it's forming high tops and high bottom in a good channelized move, I think the probability of this stock now breaking its previous highs is quite high. I'm expecting this stock to cross the levels of 604, 605, its all-time highs, I would say rather. And once that is done, I think it will again confirm the longer-term outlook for Tata Motors. So I think on the lower side right now, it has a very crucial support at say 516. Until those levels are not broken, the trend will remain up.